there, welcome back to Prime Time. I'm here with Hither Man from the Fortune Academy, CEO. You're probably aware of her, very, very famous online, and also one of the top educators in the world for institutional, retail, you name it, she's your lady. So what we're looking to do today, or looking to do in this part here, is understand more about her business, how she started it, what motivates her, and why it's so different to everybody else. Okay, so can you really outline what it is?
Yeah, so in 2012 was the first time I got inspired to be a speaker. Before that I was very private and I hated the thought of public speaking. But when I went to a National Achievers Congress in London, I saw a few speakers, different areas, and then I saw a Forex speaker. I'm not going to mention names, but I was appalled because by then I had figured out how to learn from an institutional trader. I was doing it properly, I was making good money myself, and the guy was preaching nonsense about very much scalping attitude, you know, like you can get rich quick, and telling people that they could start with a £500 account and become a millionaire at the end of 12 months, and that was really bad to hear. And then I saw two things. And one was the unethical nature of this business, and the get-rich-quick mentality is very much exploited. Secondly was that he was a male, which is amazing because men are very good at getting out there, which I love, but there were no females, so that was my second driver. So what separates us is that we literally, if you come to one of our events, I will stop the whole get rich quick mentality. I'll cut it really fast, and people tend to, I even tell people it's not for everyone. If you want to take a £100 account and grow it to 1,000 in 1 month, I'm not saying it's impossible, but my strategies will not do that. And I don't want you to have a get-rich-quick mentality. So I kill that off. I tell them the long-term game plan. I tell them they need capital. I don't want them to trade small amounts. And I provide them capital through my links with prop funds, etc. So I show them the bigger picture and the reality behind it. I show them how brokers work. I show them the horrible side of Forex. And when they're fully scared of all the pitfalls and they're like, okay, I don't want to do the horrible route, then that's where they come to Fortune Academy. And we're Lifetime. That's another thing that defines us as completely different to anyone else. We're the first lifetime education company, wealth education company on the planet. So they invest once with us and they never have to invest again, and they can repeat their training 6 times a year, and they have weekly coaching. So we have, 6 times a year in just classroom style, and then we have additional classrooms 12 times a year. So 6 times 12, I don't know how many that is. Yes, thank you. 18 times a year. And then get weekly coaching. So we literally over-deliver every step of the way. My aim is to get them to trade well, because when they are splitting their profits with me on the prop fund, that's where the big money is made for everyone. So I show them what's in it for me, what's in it for them. It's very clear from the very beginning.
So could you take anyone as such? What type of profile of person would be successful? I mean, look, if there is such a thing as successful in this, have you got like a checklist for somebody who can go further than somebody else?
Sure. I tend to interview them, and my team do. So the first criteria is that if they've gone through a bit of hell first is something I look for, which is a good factor. Most people think that if they've had an easy life, I get very young entrepreneurial individuals, but they've never failed at anything, they've never lost any money, they've never done anything, and I actually think they're going to be the weakest traders because they don't know how to deal with problems. A good trader is someone who can deal with losing trades and risk managing. You don't panic when things go wrong, because you lose more often than you win in trading, but overall you win profitable because your risk-reward ratios are designed that way. Now, if they can handle defeat in life generally, then as a person I know they've got the characteristics to deal with trading, because trading is a game changer when it comes to it's difficult. It's more difficult than property. I've done property, and it's more difficult than any other business I've done in my life. So that's why I'm successful, because after Forex, I became a better business person because I've dealt with problems really easily. So I look at that one thing. Have you had a failure in your life that you've overcome? If you stay defeated, not for me. If you're moaning about life and saying, this is too difficult, I'm the victim, life was so difficult and someone owes me this, that person will never come on my training unless they've had some coaching to fix that, of course.
Okay, now you've also got, you tied in with Regency University in London. What does this involve?
So Regency University approached me and they asked me to speak to their audience, because Regency University, if you guys are not aware, is a very affluent caliber of student that attends there. They're usually overseas and they spend a lot of money to be there, and it's more of a badge to put on their I've been to Regency University. It's kind of a caliber stamp. So the kind of people that go there are actually family office kind of clients' kids, and they've never made a penny in their life, which was something I had to say to them. I said, if you are inheriting your parents' money, you will probably, unless you understand money, you're probably going to blow it.
Yeah.
And I was very outrageous in my comments, but they loved it. Some of them were like, because they were cladded in Gucci and Chanel and everything else, but none of it was earned by themselves. And I don't like people who don't earn their own money.
Do you think that could be a curse to some people? Like, you've got a successful, let's say, mother or father who's made them a ton of money. Like they never have to work for the next 10 generations, and then it comes on their shoulders afterwards. Like, you're correct in what you say. How do you deal with this? You've had everything given to you.
It is a massive curse. If anyone has come to my events, I always talk about inheritance, and I have a major problem with it. I always say to them, and I tell parents who are wealthy who come to me, I said, do not allow your child to have that money unless they can earn it. There should be a clause, but of course that's their problem. But yes, it is a very toxic thing, because they've just been given, it's a burden, because they get used to a lifestyle they can't sustain. One day they will blow it, because it's a financial thermostat thing as well. They're not used to growing wealth or making it, and one day it's only going down. They're a liability. They've been given fuel for their liability. So they, as human beings, are liabilities. So unless they can create wealth, they're going to, a serious problem coming up. So it's actually a parent's duty to teach them how to build wealth. There are some very good wealthy parents, and they've taught their kids really well, but there are some unfortunately not so good ones. So
Okay, so the viewers of this, you're probably not aware that Hida's actually over here through, is it the Millionaire Mindset course, is that correct? All right, cool. Can you tell us more about this?
Yep. So there's 2 programs I am personally delivering through Fortune Academy. We have 4 programs. We have the Forex programs, and that's where I deliver it with my coaches. The Millionaire Mindset program is the peak performance, sort of the pure psychology training. We have crypto and we have e-commerce. So those are delivered by other coaches. Now, mindset is, for me, the slogan from Fortune Academy is mindset for money. And it's something that I've noted with people being successful. They get to a pitfall. They follow a strategy, but they don't make money, or they follow a business plan, they don't make money. It comes down to their subconscious and their rewiring. I get them to rewire their belief system. So in the Millionaire Mindset, we cover 6 core areas that I have personally worked on through from 2004 onwards. So I would put it down to these 6 areas if you want to be healthy and wealthy in life. It starts with the mind. So we're going to do a retreat here, beautiful environment, as you can see. I always take people out of England for this, because you can't do the kind of deep mindset work in an office or in a closed environment. You need to be in inspirational views around you, because it does make a difference.
Okay, also you have the IPO program. It's not just, you're not just focusing on education and one route, you've got many different routes which you're looking to go to. Can you also tell us some more about this?
Yeah, IPOs is something, again, I got into because my network in financial trading got me into the hedge fund industry, and then it got me meeting people that were stock lenders, or they're working on an exchange, or I had friends who were company owners that listed, and watching that, naturally I thought, hey, how can I do that too, I got approached by a from NASDAQ in the US, in Wall Street trader. I said, why don't you list your property company? So initially I was going to just take a single company that I own and put it onto NASDAQ through the OTC and uplist in 2 years to the NASDAQ. The cost was $2 million just for that first OTC process, and I thought, wow, anyone who's self-made does not want to spend $2 million on legal fees, because it's like the most depressing fact. So I thought there must be a better way. I figured out a way through different mentors again, how to do a group holding, where now I'm doing something like a mini Berkshire Hathaway, where I'm promoting, again, it's very in tune with me, because I'm helping now entrepreneurs who are SME owners, so they are making revenue that the banks will not touch yet. They're not making the multinational corporation level of revenue, but they're doing anything from 1 million EBITDA to 52 million EBITDA, which is profits, not revenue, and those are not going to be touched by the banks necessarily. They need to be huge before the banks get involved, or IPO, or support an IPO. So the IPO process is something that I'm going to fund the front-end costs, 0 of my 10 for them, but I will take a profit at the back end. So it's, again, performance linked. And it's very ethical, and that means that I'm allowing them to have liquidity, buy at their competitors, and at the same time the stock price goes up, we will have more market cap, and every time I make another acquisition, it's very exciting. That will become a $1 billion market cap company within 12 to 18 months, so it's very exciting.
Okay, so finally, it's fair to say you're quite a UK-centric brand. Are you looking to move to bigger and better things?
Yeah, I have to admit that's my fault. I wanted to start with the UK because a promoter in America told me to go out there first, but I knew the UK is the toughest industry to crack because their mindset's so closed, they're so, the most difficult, and they don't want to, they're not malleable in any way, shape or form. So I thought if I give myself the challenge to crack the UK market, which I can successfully say I have, then I know anywhere else I go, it will be much easier. And I have been lucky enough to see that it's true, that I am looking to go out, and I'm moving out into Europe, and now I'd love to go international, getting a lot of people approach me to do that. So it's exciting. I can't wait to do that. So yeah, we are going to move.
All right, cool. So look, I really appreciate it. I had a fantastic interview here with Hither Mann from Fortune Academy. So finally, can you just tell people how to get hold of you and everything else? Yeah,
well, Paul got hold of me on LinkedIn. I do believe that I love my LinkedIn contacts, so please get hold of me on LinkedIn. If you are an Instagram user, it's at Hither Mann. It's not the million of fake profiles that pretend to be me. They use pictures of you. And, there's also a LinkedIn fake. There's so many fake LinkedIn ones as well. It's crazy. But it's just Hither Mann. And if you are uncertain, go to the fortuneacademy.co.uk website and you'll find all the links for my social media accounts. I'm on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter. I'm on what else? YouTube. Yeah. I mean, so hopefully, LinkedIn's the easiest one, really.
All right, cool. Well, look, thanks so much, everybody. I just want to finally say thanks to Michelle and thanks to Luca from Columbia Beach for sorting us out. Lovely location, great shoot. We've had a great time, and let's change the game together. See you soon. Bye bye.